Hi everyone, I'm Meteorologist Lee Southwick, and we have a lot to talk about. First and foremost, since it's happening right now, I just want to mention that we have heavy rain moving through overnight tonight into tomorrow morning. So we do have a weather impact alert up for that as well, just because of all the amount of rain that we could see into our Sunday morning, and that could cause some ponding on the roadways. But this stream specifically, that I am so glad you're joining us for, is to talk about the possibility of winter weather here along the First Coast. And for that possibility, we have issued a weather impact alert from Tuesday night until Wednesday morning. All across the First Coast, we're going to see a big mix. We're going to see rain. That's a given. Could we see sleet? Could we see freezing rain? Or could some places have flurries or snow? So that is all a possibility. Of course, the further north you go, the higher your chances of flurries, which we're going to break down in just one moment. But just for now, start thinking about how you're going to prep for the cold. It is going to be a long duration cold event. And if we get ice, freezing rain, that could become dangerous. We could have some power outages, so you do need to be prepared. And we'll also talk about that a little bit more in just one moment. But what's going to happen is Tuesday's going to start freezing for some of you, lows near 32 degrees. And then in the afternoon, we're going to get up to near 50. So rain is going to move in, and it is just plain cold rain with temperatures in the upper 40s to 50s. It's not cold enough yet. However, once the sun sets and temperatures start to drop, that's when we could start to see the transition over to a wintry mix in some places. So here's just one model showing us what could happen. This is the European model, by the way, and it's not a high resolution model. We have to wait for really probably tomorrow. We'll start getting a better idea of exactly where that freezing line could be, who exactly could see snow or freezing rain or sleet or just rain. So we still need some time. Please continue to check back in the coming days as those high resolution models start to come in and the data starts to come in. But for now, this is what it looks like. This system's going to come out of the Gulf of Mexico. Temperatures drop Tuesday night. So first, it's just rain across our area. This is at 7 o'clock, but then notice as those temperatures drop, the rain starts to change over to a wintry mix, freezing rain or sleet. And then perhaps as we head later into Tuesday night and Wednesday morning, really, as temperatures continue to drop and get closer to freezing, more areas could see freezing rain or sleet, and perhaps even some flurries or snow possible, particularly for some of you across Southeast Georgia. It is possible. Then that moisture that would bring the rain or the snow or whatever's in between, that will move out Wednesday afternoon. So freezing rain is extremely dangerous. Freezing rain is essentially an ice event. So the rain falls and it freezes on impact and it coats everything with ice. So that's when roads become extremely dangerous and power outages become more likely. So we're really concerned about the possibility of freezing rain because it would be a dangerous event. Who right now has the highest likelihood of seeing freezing rain? This is, again, just one model, so it continues to shift back and forth from the north to the south. But as of the latest observations that we've seen in the latest data that's coming in, this is who we think has the highest chance of freezing rain. Folkston area, perhaps up to Brunswick, but it's still a possibility down through the Jacksonville area and of course up through Waycross too. So again, freezing rain, a possibility. That is an ice event that is extremely dangerous. So again, with the power outages, you need to be prepared as well. So for places like Waycross, or we're talking Ware County, northern Georgia, southeast Georgia, you are, again, Tuesday night into Wednesday morning, because you're going to be seeing those temperatures drop the fastest, and you could perhaps have some flurries. It's going to start rain, and then it could go to ice or sleet, and then it could transition into some sort of snow for you all. Then for our other counties like Nassau, Glenn, Camden, and Charlton, gusts up to 30 miles an hour, so it's going to be really cold, and you could get a wintry mix. Your rain could perhaps change over to freezing rain or sleet, and maybe some flurries out there as well. Please be aware we will have slick bridges. The first thing to freeze usually, overpasses and bridges. So please be very careful, and also some power outages we can't rule out. Then for places like Duval and Clay counties, Wednesday morning, it's mostly going to be rain, but it is possible that sleet or freezing rain could move into this area. As we just talked about that freezing rain potential, it shows that potential dipping down towards the Jacksonville area. So watch out for the bridges, watch out for the roads. If you can stay off the roads, probably safer bet if it's turning to ice, but it will be a slow commute either way with the rain or the possibility of ice or flurries. Columbia, Baker, Union, and Bradford counties, this will start Tuesday night for some of you and then move into Wednesday morning. Rain could potentially turn into ice. Again, that freezing rain potential. Icy roads, power outages possible. So please be prepared. Start preparing now for that ice event that could potentially happen. St. John's and Putnam, mostly just a cold rain for you. I won't rule out the possibility of some ice, some of that rain starting to freeze, or perhaps some flurries, but have your warm rain gear handy. It will be a slow commute for you Wednesday morning. Same for Flagler, just a cold rain. With all the rain that we will see, I can't rule out the possibility of some ponding on the roadways, so just keep your warm rain gear nearby for Wednesday morning. It will be a slow commute. So when we look at the First Coast, this again, here, this is subject to change as we get those high resolution model data in, but I am thinking we have the highest chance of flurries possible for places like Waycross, places like Ware County. But again, the farther north you go, the higher your chance of snow. So you can see it kind of transitions more towards a wintry mix, the possibility of freezing rain closer to Folkston, down towards Jacksonville. And then in Duval County and Clay County, it does switch over to mostly just rain. Again, I'm not ruling out the possibility of a few flurries out there or maybe some pockets of ice, but it is mostly just going to be rain for those of you in our southeastern areas. So we talked about getting prepared, staying prepared as this approaches. So we all know fire safety by now and heater safety. Generator safety is another issue. So something that we actually looked into here at First Coast News, we were wondering, can you plug in a space heater to a generator or a heated blanket, or is that too dangerous? And the answer we got was every single generator is different. So it's up to you. If you have a generator and you think you might use it, if the power goes out in a freezing rain event, you need to look at your instructions and see what is safe for that generator, because some generators you cannot plug in space heaters or anything like that. So please be careful, practice warm safety, fire safety, space heater safety, of course, which can create fires. It's very dangerous to use your oven to try to warm up the house. You don't want to do that at all. So again, please think about how you are going to keep yourself warm. Stock up on warm clothing. Also, smart to stock up on water, food, and medicine, because if the roads ice over where you are, you can't go out and get those needed supplies. So it's smart to just start stocking up now, just in case, especially the farther north you live, where the chance of ice or snow becomes a bit more possible. Also, of course, prepare your pets. You're going to make sure that they come inside. It is way too cold for them. It would be awful to be stuck outside in snow or freezing rain or sleet, and even just plain old cold rain. Horrible. So please bring the pets and the animals inside. Protect your plants. This is going to be really rough on your plants, especially those tropical plants, the sensitive plants. Vehicles, right now, go to firstcoastnews.com. Our very own Rich Donnelly wrote up a fantastic article on how to prepare your car for this cold weather. One thing that I thought that was a great tip is if you don't have an ice scraper and you live in an area that looks like freezing rain is going to become a thing, you can lay cardboard over your windshield, and that way, when the rain falls and freezes, it ices over the cardboard. Once you move the cardboard off, your windshield is actually good to go. There's a lot of tips from him. He talks about cat litter, all sorts of things. So head to firstcoastnews.com right now to make sure that you have all your vehicle tips, how to prepare your cars. And for your pipes, for some of you, especially places farther north, temperatures will drop and get around perhaps a low around 27 degrees. So normally, this isn't enough to create pipe issues where you really have to be concerned about your pipes, especially if you have newer pipes. However, something I am concerned about with this freezing possibility, maybe a good idea just to drain your pipes, wrap them if you want. Again, we'll know more about how cold it will get and if you really do need to drip your pipes the farther north you are. I think a lot of us will be good to go with our pipes, especially for those of you who are only going to see rain. You're fine. But for some of you, you might want to consider your pipes. You know your house better than I do. If you have older pipes, outside copper pipes, something to think about. So again, this is just now the time to prepare. We're not saying you have to prepare in abundance because not everyone will see all of this sort of winter weather possibility. Again, the farther north you are, the higher your chance of seeing some sort of wintry mix, ice, sleet, or flurries or snow. So tonight we have that weather impact alert in effect until tomorrow morning, or really tomorrow at noon, and that's for the rain. Tonight's event is just rain. And then it's Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. That's when we have a weather impact alert in place for a wintry mix. Again, we will know much more as more data comes in, as more models come in. It's kind of similar to, say, a hurricane situation where we know more as this system gets closer. So please continue to check back in. For now, just think about how are you going to stay warm. Make sure that you have all the warm winter clothes out and prepared. And not a bad idea to just get ahead on restocking your medicines if you think that's something that you would need Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. But for now, I'm Meteorologist Lee Southwick. I will be back at 11 p.m. on First Coast News. And of course, we will be here throughout the entire duration of this event through Wednesday afternoon, keeping you updated. You're doing the right thing if you are watching this because you are staying updated, and we'll let you know as more data comes in.